Hello YouTube and fellow DC Comic fans, I'm Keith One Shot, and this is my Comic Complete Dramatic Reading Series, and today we will be covering Teen Titans Rebirth, Issue 8, The Lazarus Contract Part 2, from DC Comics. All art, text, characters, and storylines belong to DC Comics and their respective owners, not me. If you like this story, feel free to go out, support DC Comics in your local comic book shop. We start the story off yesterday in San Francisco, where we see Kid Flash running. Then we hear Kid Flash narrate, "I'm Wally West, the fastest kid alive, but one day, I hope to be more than that. A good man, someone others can look up to. Unlike Barry Allen, the Flash. For as long as I've been training with him, he's been keeping the truth from me, like how my father was the man known as Reverse Flash." We then see Kid Flash running away from the Teen Titans Tower, as he goes on to narrate, "Barry never told me who my father really was, but now, it's too late, because he's dead. Seems like the only people I can trust these days are my teammates. Robin likes to say that the Teen Titans are tomorrow's Justice League. There's a lot of my past I'm running away from, but that's the future I'm racing towards." Kid Flash then runs past the Golden Gate Bridge and through the streets of San Francisco as he goes on to narrate, "These days, I feel a little lost in time, always running back and forth between Titans Tower and Central City." Kid Flash suddenly stops and says, "No way!" Then he walks over to a man who's under the hood of his car. Wally, being a car guy, says to the old man, "Dude, 700 horsepower, 600 torque, V10 engine, that is pure automotive perfection right there." The old man then replies to Wally by saying, "Right, that's why I bought it, but it keeps breaking down on me." Then Wally asks, "Could I take a look? I'm a hopeless gearhead." The old man then tells Wally, "Good of you to ask, I could use some help." We then see that the old man is Slade Wilson, but young Wally West doesn't know that yet, as he's never encountered Slade before. While Kid Flash helps Slade fix his car, he narrates, "Fixing cars is easy, but fixing my life, that's another story." We then see Wally driving Slade's car with him, as Wally continues to narrate, "Daniel West, my father died before I got my powers, and sometimes I can't help but think, if things had worked out a little differently, maybe I could have fixed him too." We then go to the Teen Titans Tower, 6 hours before the present time, where we see Starfire, Beast Boy, Raven, Aqualad, and Robin in the gym training. Raven then says to the rest of the team, "I'm worried about Wally," to which Beast Boy replies while swinging on a trapeze, "Shh, since when are you the hand-wrangling type, Ray Ray? Don't be such a mom. Kid Flash is always early for training, and he's only like 5 minutes late." Raven then turns her head and says, "It's not that, Gar. We were supposed to have lunch yesterday. Trust me when I say, I have a bad feeling about this." Then Robin walks over and says, "You should. Kid Flash isn't the only speedster who's going missing. The Titans are missing theirs too." Then Aqualad says, "As the new guy, I know I'm consistently the one bugging everyone with questions, but how does he always seem to know everything?" Beast Boy then jumps off the trapeze, then turns into a reindeer as he replies to Aqualad, "Right, he's kind of like a really small mean Santa. He sees you when you're sleeping." Then Robin tells the team, "I have Titans headquarters under surveillance." Then Damian projects a map from his gauntlet, and he tells the team, "I can see your precise coordinates at all times." Beast Boy then shouts out, "You've got us all tagged with trackers? That's straight up stolen from your Psycho Cousin's playbook." Then Damian says, "She actually stole it from mine." Starfire then says, "Robin, none of us agreed to this." Then Damian looks at the dots on his map as he says, "What the?" Then Starfire questions Damian by saying, "Robin, we need to talk. You have no right." Damian then looks confused as he looks at his map and says, "According to his tracker, Kid Flash is in this tower, in this very room, at this very..." Damian then grabs the back of his neck as he says, "Impossible! No one except Father could have done this." Then we see Kid Flash's tracker in Damian's hand. Then Damian says, "No one except..." Then he crushes the tracker as he says, "There's a good chance Kid Flash is already dead." We then go to an unknown location in the present time, where we see Kid Flash, the Wally West Flash, as well as Deathstroke all in the room. Deathstroke has the two Wallies bound by some metal contraption. Kid Flash then says, "You're Wally West? How can you be Wally West? I'm Wally West." Then the Flash replies by saying, "Listen, Wally, I know I owe you an explanation, but there's no time. All that matters right now is you cannot trust this man. Deathstroke is..." Then we see Deathstroke shock the Flash. Then Slade says, "I'd say we have one too many Wallies and two too many Flashes. Let's simplify things by removing one from the equation." Then we see Wally on the ground as Slade stands over his body. Kid Flash then says, "What did you do?" Then Slade replies, "Just a small shock to his hippolytus, the brain sleep center. Relax, he'll be up and running in no time." Kid Flash then says, "What do you want with me?" Then Slade takes off his mask and tells Kid Flash, "I've got a deal for you. A chance to rewrite the past, to be a hero. Time is broken, Wally, and we can fix it." Kid Flash is shocked and confused by this, as he says, "You!" To which Slade replies by saying, "My name is Slade Wilson. I hope you'll be kind enough to help me again." Then Kid Flash looks down and says, "You! Not you too! My father lied to me, the Flash lied to me, I can't trust anyone!" Then Slade says to Kid Flash, "Oh, grow a pair, will you? I never lie, Wally. Speed runs in your family, doesn't it? Your father would be proud of what you become, except that he's gone, just like Grant. They were both taken from us before we had a chance to set things straight." Deathstroke then continues to tell Kid Flash, "That vacancy you feel? I feel it too. You miss your father, I miss my son. That grief has poisoned me. I am what I am because he's dead. Deathstroke is a side effect, a consequence. Do you know how many I've killed? I stopped counting long ago, but it doesn't have to be that way. Help me bring back my son, and the killing stops forever." We then see Deathstroke set Kid Flash free, as Slade says, "You can trust me, Wally. Everything I'm doing for the sake of my son." Meanwhile, I'm in Manhattan, at the Titans Tower. Omen says to the rest of the team, "I just completed the scan of the city. There's no energy traces to follow." Then Tempest says, "The Justice League was a dead end too. Nobody's seen Wally anywhere." Then Arsenal says, "Great, so we're left with nothing?" Then Donna Troy says to Roy, "It's like someone snipped a wire and unplugged him." To which Roy replies, "We're obviously dealing with someone operating on a different level." We then see Nightwing in the other room, as Omen looks at him and tells the rest of the team, "And he knows who." Then Arsenal says, "What the? Somebody's hacked our system." Then we hear a message that says, "A Lazarus contract can be brought back to life if either of us fails to keep our word. And I assure you, Robin, I'm a man who keeps my word." Roy then says, "Dude!" Omen then says to Nightwing, "It's time for the truth, Dick." Then Donna Troy says, "Answer her. I'm so sick of lies these days." We then see a broadcast from Damian Wayne. Robin says, "You want answers? Meet us on the roof, now!" We then see on the rooftop of Titans Tower, the Titans, Omen, Nightwing, Tempest, Donna Troy, and Arsenal, and the Teen Titans, Raven, Robin, Aqualad, Starfire, and Beast Boy. And there's a thunderstorm outside as Robin confronts Nightwing by saying, "You're a traitor, Nightwing! What little authority you had has been completely undermined." To which Robin replies by saying, "Settle down, Robin, we're on the same team." Damian then points at Nightwing and yells, "Father kept tabs on everyone, even you. He nestled that camera into your breastplate when you were Robin. I pulled the video from the archive. The video was mostly distorted, but that last part came across loud and clear, didn't it?" Donna Troy then grabs Robin by the cape, lifting him in the air, as she tells him, "Let's explain, and show some respect. He was Robin long before you started pretending to." Then Robin says, "Let me go!" Starfire and Beast Boy then get ready to defend Robin, as Starfire says to Donna Troy, "Put him down!" Then Beast Boy adds in by saying, "I get it, the kid's a jerk, but he's our jerk." Robin then shouts, "Listen to me, your Flash is missing, and Kid Flash is missing too. Deathstroke has them both. Nightwing made a deal with the devil, now he's come to collect." Raven is then ready to defend Robin, as she says, "You might not like Robin's tone, but he's telling the truth." Then Aqualad says, "Could we maybe have a conversation instead of picking a fight?" Then Tempest tells them, "You're not old enough to understand what a fight means." Omen then says, "Garth, please, we don't have time for a pointless brawl." Then Arsenal says, "Then they better back off, Will. Corey and I might be old friends, but I got no problem showing these other two who's." Then Nightwing yells, "Stop! Robin's right. I made a deal with Deathstroke." Then Starfire says, "But why, Dick?" Then Nightwing replies by telling her, "I'll promise I'll explain everything, Corey, but trust me when I say I did it to save all of you." Then Nightwing turns around and tells the team, "Omen, you said we don't have time for a fight, and you're right, but you also gave me an idea. Time is key. I think I know how to find our friends." Meanwhile, back at the unknown location, where Slade has the two Wally West, Slade says to Kid Flash, "You're not the only one haunted by regret, Wally. Let me show you." Deathstroke then reaches out his hand, as he says to Wally, "Take my hand. My Icon suit gravity sheets will allow me to travel in your speed wake. Trust me, there's nothing to be afraid of." Then we see Kid Flash reach towards and grab Slade's hand. Then we see Kid Flash's Speed Force sparks, zapping around the both of them. Deathstroke then says to Kid Flash, "Here are the people I've hurt. My daughter Rose, my son Joseph, and Grant. It all started with Grant. If you help me, I'll have a chance to fix my family and erase so much pain and ugliness in this world. To reverse it." We see Speed Force zap spark as the two of them let go of each other's hands. Then Slade says to Wally, "You more than anyone can understand that impulse." Kid Flash then looks at the Wally West Flash on the ground as he quietly says, "Another Wally! Barry, why did you hide this from me?" Then Slade walks away as he says, "There's more than one Wally West. Perhaps there can be another Slade Wilson." We then go to the Garden State Medical Center in New Jersey as we hear Nightwing narrate. If Flash and Kid Flash have been kidnapped together, then Deathstroke has the equivalent of a Speed Force battery. This nexus should interrupt and warp time in the surrounding areas. So if we hack into the wireless data network and scan all mobile devices, wherever they're holed up, we should find time anomalies, clocks running too fast and too slow. We then see both of the teams of Titans running towards the medical center as Nightwing tells the teams, "Okay guys, stay sharp. Deathstroke is one of the most dangerous men on the planet, so we need to stick to..." Damian then says, "Titans, together!" Arsenal then asks, "Hey, can he say that?" And Beast Boy says, "He just did." The Titans then continue to run towards the medical center, as Beast Boy says, "I don't know about you guys, but I'm really surprised a bad guy might make this his headquarters. Might as well hang a sign out front." Then Arsenal says to Beast Boy, "Quit with the joke, smartass. This is serious." Raven then tells the rest of the team, "Terrible things have happened here. So much pain and anguish makes me feel poisoned." Then Omen says to Raven, "Something else is bothering you too. Wally?" Then Raven replies, "Of course, he's my friend." Then Omen says to Raven, "I sense he's more than that." Then we see Tempest and Aqualad running through the water as Garth asks Jackson, "What are you, Atlantean? How come I've never seen you before?" Then Aqualad tells Tempest, "I'm not really sure what I am. That's one of the reasons I joined up with the Teen Titans, hoping they can help." Then
Garth
Aqualad
tells
tells
Jackson,
Jackson, "Maybe after all of this is over, I can help too." First says to Donna Troy, "We're not the type of women who whisper and hide in the shadows. Donna Troy, I'm ready to charge forward and fight." Then Donna Troy tells Starfire, "We should really be the ones in charge, shouldn't we?" Then we see Damian Wayne and Nightwing making their way through a cave, as Damian says, "Don't make a deal with Deathstroke for the same reason you don't empathize with Deathstroke. He's a villain. He's irredeemable." Then Nightwing says to Damian, "We took a chance on you, didn't we?" Then Damian says, "That's different." Then Nightwing says, "Sometimes trusting someone can save them." And Damian replies to Nightwing by saying, "And sometimes it can bite you in the..." Then Nightwing quickly says, "Shh, hold on, I see something." Then Robin and Nightwing look down, and Nightwing says, "Wally, Wally, Wally, wake up!" Then Robin says, "Should I slap him? I'd be happy to slap him." Then we see Wally West wake up, and Damian Wayne asks Flash, "Where's Deathstroke?" Then Flash says, "Wally, I mean the other Wally. Deathstroke's got him." Nightwing then says to Wally, "Slow down, Flash. We're here to help. Tell us what's going on." Then Wally replies, "There's no time. There's no time." Then, suddenly, the Titans are all struck with lightning, and we hear a loud crack-oom, and hear Deathstroke say, "I beg to differ." Then we see Deathstroke surrounded by Speed Force energy that he now controls. Yes, that's right. Deathstroke now controls the Speed Force as he stands over Kid Flash. Deathstroke says, "And I've got all the time in the world." Then we hear Kid Flash say, "I didn't mean to. I'm sorry." And that ends today's story. Comic published by DC Comics. All rights, story art, and characters belong to DC Comics and their respective owners. This has been Teen Titans, The Lazarus Contract Part 2, and I'm your host, Keith One Shot. Make sure to check out the rest of my dramatic reading series on my YouTube channel. Support DC Comics and your local comic book shop. Take care and have a great day. Goodbye.